If you don't know how to cut a trouser, then this video is for you. Before we get into it, please follow, like and share. So this particular video is going to be a series. So yeah, I'll be making full tutorials, although I'll be posting in parts on how I'm going to cut and sew this trouser. Now you can see in this video, this particular tape I'm using, this tape rule, is the tape I use to take the body measurement of my client. So I'll be using this same tape rule, the white tape rule, to also do the cutting measurement. So mind you, it's quite advisable that the tape rule you use for taking your body measurement, you should also use the same tape rule while taking your cutting measurement, because sometimes using another different tape rule, you may not get an accurate result, especially if the tape rule sizes are different. So let's get into it. So the first thing I did was to get my trouser drafting frame. That is, the front piece and the back piece would be inside this frame. So how did I get my trouser frame? By adding 7 inches to the actual length of the customer's trouser length. So that's it, 38. His length is 38 plus 7 inches, 45. So everything I'll be cutting concerning the trouser, both the front piece and the back piece, would fit right in. So the next thing I do is to draft my horizontal lines. So starting with the waistline, I mark 1.5 inches deep and I go a slant line. Yes, for male trousers, the waistline has to be slant. That is from the pocket point to the crotch point. That's what I did here. So the next horizontal line I'm going to draft is my crotch line. Now, how do I get my crotch line? I divide my hip measurement by 4. So the hip is 36 divided by 4 gives me 9. So that is my crotch line there. I measure 9 inches from the waist line. Then I measure the length of the trouser. You can see I emitted 1 inch. That 1 inch I emitted will be compensated with a waistband. So I measured 1 inch and I measured my 38 inches. Afterwards, I added 2.5 inches allowance. The 2.5 inches allowance I added is for the folding, the hemming of the trouser, just as you've seen in the video. So the next thing I do is to get my knee point. Now, in getting my knee point, I measure the distance between my crotch line and the trouser length, the point which I mark the trouser length. So in measuring the distance, half of that distance will be my knee point. So after getting it, I rule my horizontal line. So the next thing I do is that I added 2 inches above my knee point. The reason why I added that 2 inches is so when I am making my inseam curve while shaping the trouser, that curve will start from the point I marked that 2 inches above my knee point. So in getting my horizontal line, let's get to the next phase. So here now we get the shape of the trouser. Now the first thing I do, I take 1 inch from the waistline point. I take 1 inch inward. I mark it and I meet it at the point. That is the crotch line. I meet it there. You can see it's slantly inward. I've done a video of this before. You can check my my profile. You can check my page. So the next thing I do, I take another 1 inch again from that crotch line, meeting my knee point. That, yes, just as you've seen, that is the part I marked 2 inches from the knee point. I take 1 inch. So I am joining the line meeting from the crotch point to the knee point, just as you've seen in the video. There, from that point, that is the knee point, I also take 1 inch inward, again meeting my trouser length point. I'm also going to extend it down to the allowance that I gave. I'm also going to extend it down, but right here I didn't do it in the video, but please note you have to extend it to meet that 2.5 inches allowance. So after this, we go to the next phase. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to comment part 2 in the comment section. So right now we'll be drafting our measurement. Now for the waistline, we divide it by 4. To get our hip measurement, we divide it by 4 also. To get our lap or thigh, we divide it by 2. To get our knee measurement, we divide it by 2. And to get our round leg, we divide it by 2.